Hey, what's going down? This is episode 32. This is Ego and Vice. Are you fucking kidding me?
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Man, I gotta say, that's the problem with technology today. Hey, folks? It's like it's awesome when it works, but so many goddamn interruptions. You're just trying to, do your thing and trying to have a quiet night, and then the fucking phone rings. I accepted that phone call. It was a buddy of mine. It worked out well. Still a fucking nuisance, though, right? Love that guy, but fuck off. I'm just kidding. Hey, my name is Mike. This is Ego and Vice, episode 32. I've been away for, a few weeks. I did post a couple of episodes. I had one, episode 31, I had my good buddy Chris Landry come in and host the thing. We had talked about that for a while. It was a little not really with the format of Ego and Vice, but I wanted to have him in, and we had a really good sit-down talk. Good distraction from life, right? And then I did a Ego and Vice spotlight with the band called Trashed Ambulance from Red Deer, Alberta. And we got through those, got them done. Took a little bit of time off just from the regular format of Ego and Vice because, the last few weeks has been a bit of a tough one for me. I'm not going to get into detail, like too much detail about it, but all I can say is that sometimes in your life, even if you try to avoid it, you end up in a situation that you don't want to be in, and you only have maybe yourself and, who knows, someone else to blame. No, but mainly yourself. We're all adults here, right? And you have to deal with things as they come. And life happens, and good decisions, bad decisions. It's all part of growing up, kids. And basically went through a really rough time the last couple of weeks. Not looking for sympathy by any means, because we reap what we sow. I try to be the best person I can, but sometimes life just kind of hits us in the face. And I ain't no saint, but who the fuck is? And if there's someone out there that hasn't made a mistake or done something kind of wrong, then send me an email and let me know how perfect you are. But all in all, we try and get through our days and do the right thing and do the best we can, but sometimes you trip up and you do things that aren't probably the greatest things in the world. I don't want to dwell on this. I really don't. I didn't want to talk about it because I don't like to, if you would, air my dirty laundry out to the world. So I'm going to leave it at that. But I will say that to all parties involved, this is too super fucking dirty laundry. But let's just say wasn't meant to be, but it happened. And hey, let's all just try and move on from it, I guess. Shit. All right, anyway, fuck enough about that. Hey, man, Ego and Vice 32, super happy to be here. Got lots on the go. I'm not going to get into too much about that because I have a really exciting show. I had a fucking great time with the guests that I have in this week. They are Angie and Luke from Muffler Crunch. Amazing, amazing Ottawa band. Been together for fucking a zillion years. Always playing hard and just devoting what they do to their band. Seen them play live probably about 4 times. Didn't know them super well, but every time a Muffler Crunch show came along, I'd be in the House of Targ or wherever they were playing, and you cannot help yourself but be captivated by what they do. It's an amazing live show. It's a unique live show, and I recommend, if you see their name on a bill anywhere, just go check it out, and I guarantee you'll have a good time, because you'll have a good time because you know they're having a good time, and that's for sure. So they came in and we had a really good conversation. This is probably one of my favorite conversations I've had on Ego and Vice, because the two of them together, they're just silly and they're funny and they're super energetic, and Ange makes me laugh. She says nothing. She talks about the weather and she makes me laugh because she's just super what's the word I'm looking for? Excitable, I guess. I don't know. Either way, it's very good conversation. So I'm happy they came in. We played a bunch of tunes from Muffler Crunch over the course of their time in Ottawa. I'm not going to go into too much detail because they are going to tell you themselves. Very detailed conversation, and hopefully at the end of the episode, you will know who Muffler Crunch are, and you will go check them out whenever you see them play. I'm going to play a song. This is a kind of song leading from the intro of just like, oh, fuck, man, life is a crazy place. And then as soon as I get back from this song, we're going to have I'm going to have the interview with Muffler Crunch, or the conversation with Muffler Crunch with Angie and Luke. And it's great. So, fuck, man. Little out of sorts still, as you can tell. I'm kind of scrambling for words, and I don't know if I should even be saying some of the stuff I've said. But I'm going to play a song from a band called Nothington. It's called In the End. It's just how I'm feeling right now. And just take that in. And then on the other side, let's come back with the Muffler Crunch conversation or interview, whatever you want to call it, because it's a good one. So, all right, this is Ego and Vice, episode 32. This is Nothington. This is a song called In the End.
Don't
Hey, welcome back. My name is Mike. This is episode 32 of Ego and Vice. As I said in the intro, I have two people in the studio tonight, in Southwood Studio, who are Muffler Crunch. I have Angie.
Hello, hello.
And I have Luke.
Hi.
How's it going, guys?
It's going awesome.
It's going quite wonderful.
Thank you so much for taking the time and coming out. I've seen you guys play at House of Targ probably 3 or 4 times, and I've seen Luke jumping around with his Frankenstein guitar, as they call it, the acoustic guitar.
Yeah, old Sparky.
Yeah, old Sparky.
Sparky.
That was a question I was going to ask later, but it's
I
been
busted
revealed.
it.
Yeah. But and you are back there on the throne
On the throne, playing the drums.
as the vocalist too.
Yeah, and I have that Britney. I always say the Britney Spears style headset going on.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
With the little,
with the little, the little mic coming around front that I'm constantly nervously adjusting, especially live because I'm nervous as all shit when we play live.
Is that like the little beige cotton ball?
It's got the little cotton ball, and I have to change those quite often because I eat the mic a little bit, at times,
Eats a lot
and
of fish
that's
as
all.
well.
I'll have some fucking sardines, and then we'll jam sometimes, and it's just a nightmare.
I was reading about how fish have a lot of worms in them, and we have to really cook our fish these days.
Did you ever see that
in a
video?
sense,
That
we can never
Costco
really-
video with the fucking worm in the fish?
No, I haven't seen it. But from what I understand,
guy zooms in.
most wild fish does have worms, and so you can't really cook the fish the way you want to cook it perfectly to eat. You have to cook it to kill the worms. And
You're
so
talking-
therefore
you're
overcook the fish.
You're talking about like in the actual like fillet of the fish, or you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about if you're cooking a whole like fish?
Well, I'm talking, fish.
Well, if you
I'm
catch the
talking about
fucking fish.
Truth is, I'm
Mike
not
One
sure
Eye
what
told me you
let's just-
cut it open.
Yeah,
There's fucking worms
Let's
in there.
just start this whole thing off by saying I'm not exactly sure. And if you ask too many questions, I may.
Meanwhile, Luke's practically fucking vegan, eating beans, and that's it.
Beans and rice. It's like, what am I, a chef? I don't know.
Are you a
I've
professional
said too
chef?
much. I've said
Chef
too much.
Ramsay's gonna come in here.
So Muffler Crunch. Let's I guess start at the beginning as I normally do on the podcast. If people come on or bands come on that I look up to and that I enjoy, and you sit down and actually talk to me, I'd like to know more about you guys. And kind of maybe go back to the beginning, maybe start with early days before Muffler Crunch between the two of you. Like, where did it all come from? Like, where did your musical history come from? Did you just join Muffler Crunch and it was like, boom, now we're Muffler Crunch? But probably not.
We became friends in a coffee shop. He had a really stupid toque on, and I saw him and I had a stupid jacket on. And then I forget how we became friends. We just started having coffees together.
Yeah. This was back in
Luke's
the old.
looking off at the wall like, I don't remember fucking yesterday. Let alone that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't remember.
And then what happened after that? You needed a drummer for a project you were working on. You were like in your early 20s.
Right.
I think.
Okay, so we're talking about Name with.
Yeah, we started with this band called Name with this guy, this really, really volatile, eccentric, and talented guy.
A wannabe schizo. He was a wannabe schizo.
He was, yeah.
He may have been schizophrenic. I'm not sure.
He had a story. This guy that we played with the first time, he was playing guitar, right? Or bass?
Yeah, I was on bass at that
Well, you
point.
guys were like interchanging.
No, I remember I was on bass. He was on guitar.
He
We were
would
playing
always
drums.
say shit like, fuck, I injected root beer into my veins and
Yeah,
shit.
and he would do that.
And
snort those
and
fizzy
he
candies.
did other shit. He dressed as a fucking cop and he walked around and all that. But then he'd start singing and it was like almost Mike Patton like, but it was this fucking banshee screaming that he would do, and it
Yeah, he
was
had a really good
fucking
scream, it's true.
Oh, he had the best scream ever. Anyway, so we were in a band with that guy for a while, and that was the first time Luke and I jammed together.
Was this what era around was this, or what year? And was this in Ottawa?
Yeah, this was like in Hull because we're Gatanese.
Gatanese.
we never
We're
actually
of
ended
the
up playing it.
Gatanese nationality.
We practiced with that band for I don't know how many years, and I think we ended up playing one show, and it was just a party that we spontaneously played.
oh, God.
Do you remember that party?
Yes.
And then he pulled out the fake penis.
He pulled out a fake penis, and then I got
And
on the
everyone
ground
thought
and started sucking, and people thought I was sucking his dick
Well, it
at
did
the
look
fucking
very
party.
realistic. It was. He spent a lot of money
I
on that
would
dildo. I gotta
never.
say.
The shit you do when you're younger. I never do that now.
She's sucking that fake cop's dick.
Oh my god! I can't believe we did shit like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we don't do fucking. All we do is
Whose party was that though? That was in.
we're
Elmer or
afraid to be
something like that.
embarrassed shopping at IKEA.
I seem
We
to
don't really
remember-
shop at IKEA.
I do sometimes. I have sheets from IKEA.
I have sheets for my. What were you saying?
I was saying, whose party was that? That
Who
name
knows?
show that was like.
Some dipshit.
All right, so yes, this was our first band. No Name is what we were called.
Yeah.
Then we started playing with. I grabbed that fretless bass that I was using with that band, and we started playing with David and Me Show, which is two guys that are basically crazy, and have no musical talent at all. So we put them they were in the forefront there on guitar, acoustic, and electric guitar for one of them. And they had one of them was standard tuning, and one of them had sort of a very Sonic Youth-y tuning to the guitar.
Sure.
Like the bottom three strings were all tuned the same.
Gotcha.
And it was specific, non-specific tuning for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on fretless bass, and I was kind of doing like a primacy thing at that point, I guess. I was pretty into Primus at that point.
Oh, yeah, a little
Well,
Les,
I'm not
Les
saying-
Claypool.
Primus inspired.
Not to say I'm playing like Les Claypool. I'm just saying it was inspired by. Like, I don't
Yeah.
actually know how to play bass, and because these other guys were out of tune, and it didn't really matter. So I was, and so I think that's where you started singing, because you weren't singing with me.
I was just singing backups, and these guys were in
Yeah,
the front.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to play gigs at Bumpers. You'll remember.
Burrs. Yeah, you brought that up earlier. Yeah.
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 And that was, it's now the Works Burger place across from Birdman Sound, which is still going strong after so many years.
On
Right,
Bank
right.
Street.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
the well-loved, and John, I'm assuming, is still behind the counter there, but I haven't been in a while. I should go in. I feel bad I haven't been into John's store in quite a while,
yeah.
actually, because I'm a fucking asshole.
Well, do you listen to vinyl?
Well, I have a record player and have lots of
But
vinyl.
you haven't. You have a lot of vinyl. Have you
Yeah.
been listening to vinyl now?
But Herb Alpert's Tijuana Brass on Sundays. But anyway, so Bumpers, I wanted to say something about it because in front of the Works on Bank Street, everybody, and we used to be Bumpers Club where all the punk bands and shit would play, including, I think, the Riptides will play there.
Well, probably.
Well, I know the guy on sound was from the Riptides. I'm
Okay.
gonna say. I'm
Yes,
gonna say.
that's the dude I was thinking of earlier. What the hell was his name?
Bob,
Keep going.
Andy, Doug.
Andy, maybe?
Well,
I'm going with Andy more so than
he was a
anyone
nice guy.
Okay,
My
yeah,
money's on
Andy
Andy.
Mills, Andrew Mills.
Maybe,
Well,
maybe I don't know.
the Riptides have had kind of a lot of different members, but it's always been the two brothers.
Yeah.
And the guitar player Doug, who's been in the band forever as well.
Yeah. Like, if
Oh,
I
I
saw
see.
his face right away, he was
But there may
very
be a couple
recognizable.
others that were affiliated with it. I'm not too sure.
I'm the third clone of myself
But
so far. So.
What I wanted to share with bands, that are maybe listening to this podcast, is that a kind of a little good luck thing I used to do before all our gigs, that I was when I would be postering back when you'd do that, like you just poster the whole town. It was right in front of the Works, and it's still there. Is an old electrical pole, like one of the only remaining ones from the olden times in Ottawa. And you can see it, and it's rusted out, and it's still standing there. And I'd always put my last poster on that particular post to complete the circuit, kind of like a ritual,
Yeah, yeah.
I think every band in Ottawa should do that if they're postering.
Well, I
if
love
they
the-
still do that.
I love the posts in Centertown. I haven't kind of gone through there too much lately, but I remember when they stopped like accepting like the posters, or maybe you could still put some up, but there was like this huge like acorn of like old staples. Remember?
Oh man, absolutely.
Rusted out old staples. The pole would literally swell around like
like a gall on a tree almost.
between
you know?
about 5'7" and 6'1", it would just be this big bulbous mess of.
It's true. It looked very medieval. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
right.
total like a masterpiece in a sense,
Like, guess the staples and win a prize.
no
Funny.
kidding. Oh, it's super colorful.
So, Ange, when did you start playing drums? Was that?
I've been playing drums since I was a little preteen.
Yeah.
And my folks said, you gotta learn to do something.
Well, your
you want to
dad
take
was really into
karate.
music, right?
Yeah, my father. When every Friday when I was young, my father listened to tons of vinyl and used to give me my Friday night music lesson, and he'd be putting on like. You'd be drinking beer and putting on, say, the Chieftains or Frank Zappa or something like that. And he would explain his interpretation of the meaning of songs and why they were so important and all that stuff. So I had a really, really musical, like a music appreciation background, even though he didn't play an instrument.
I was going to ask you, was he a musician or was
Not
he just
at all.
just a lover?
A
Just a madman.
yeah, just
Yeah.
sort of a motorhead, that scene, like motorcycles, a lot of motorcycles and everything. So partying and rock and roll type life.
Yep.
And so, a long story short, he said, well, choose something. And I felt the pressure. But I kind of was a tomboy. So I thought, well, drums. And
You were a
took
tomboy,
little-
Angie?
Yeah, I know it's hard to believe
would've known.
with these fucking long nails and all my shit. But anyways, no. So I just have been playing them since I was a kid and took lessons. But then I don't know if, I mean, I suffered a wrist injury recently from having shitty grip. When you're drumming, you should always have proper grip, everybody. Because otherwise,
technique, I think they call it.
Technique.
What's that?
Do not hit hard, number one. Use your fingers. Don't flail around like an idiot and smash all your cymbals.
Well, you're a hard hitter, right? I mean, it's going to hurt.
Hard hitting. I think you mean to say hard.
You're hard hitting? Hard hitter?
Fucking with you. You know, this guy is the worst. I want to say P.S. This guy's the worst fucking car navigator in the world. I'm like, Luke, put the fucking on my phone to get here. And he's like,
I mean, the little blue,
turn on down,
the blue
Patrick.
dot wasn't following along. I didn't know where we were.
We were laughing, almost caused an accident.
So, Luke, we know that you play Old Sparky.
Yes.
In Muffler Crunch now, but you have already told a story early into this podcast that you were playing the fretless bass. What was your kind of background when it came to picking up a musical instrument or just starting to get your,
Well, I guess I started off on French horn, actually, in high school.
Oh, the brass section.
Oui, bien sûr.
He plays the French horn.
So, but meanwhile, I don't know if you just heard that, but I faked that I couldn't speak French right now. I did a bad French accent, whereas I can actually speak French. It's a little bit weird.
French.
But anyways, so I didn't actually like playing guitar very much, but I think I knew one Pink Floyd song on the guitar, so I would continuously play from Pink Floyd, The Wall, that Is There Anybody Out There song, I think is what it's called. You know, that the finger picking. Like
yeah.
It's like A minor,
sure.
And then A minor some more kind of thing.
Well,
So I learned that on guitar, and so people would approach me and say, "Hey, you that sounds really good, and you know how to play guitar." So I continued. And
well, that being
so
said,
based on other people's compliments, I just continued that instrument rather than another instrument.
Sure, and I'm going to jump ahead just slightly, well, quite slightly, but it's just like, but you've kind of changed the mode of like how people expect to see guitar, though. But we're not there yet, so
right.
I think from that experience where you're just like, man, I don't really like playing guitar, but I'm just gonna maybe I'll do this with it.
Well, I'm gonna say I don't generally like the things we're doing, anyways. But no, and then I guess with this other band, Rip the Frets Off a Guitar. I bought like a guitar at like a pawn shop for $100, or no, man, I think it was even $50. That old Degas bass.
Yeah. Going back in Sonic
French for garbage.
Touching back on Sonic Youth, that's very Sonic Youthy.
Yeah.
I remember Thurston Moore or Kim Deal not Kim Deal.
Kim Gordon?
Kim Gordon used to say, like, before gigs, they'd go to the pawn shop in the city that they were playing, and they'd buy the cheapest fucking guitar they could buy, and they'd go and
I love that approach.
play it live.
So
you know?
I'm gonna say that David and Michaud, this band with these two guys, actually influenced a lot of our musicality. Like the idea of even playing with a really shitty acoustic guitar, which is what we do now. Like that is an old Sears acoustic guitar from the 70s kind of thing that has been modified. Like it is not easy to play. The intonation is terrible. It doesn't actually make much sound when it's not plugged in, kind of thing.
Okay.
So I would suggest that it probably does come from David and Michaud, I would think. Like they somehow influenced our lives.
That was the band again that we played in before.
Yeah, which what I would suggest was pretty influenced by Sonic Youth, Frank Zappa.
What's a song that Jake loved? Jake was one of the members
They
of
Might
that band.
Be Giants, I think what he was obsessed with at the time.
He used to cry when he'd listen to the song Purple Toupee.
From which band?
From They Might Be Giants.
Oh, geez.
Which
Is that like
polka punk?
That's like Blue Canary in the corner of the light switch.
Yeah.
Who watches over? Okay, I like that song. That's a good song.
Yeah. So those guys were really on that end of the spectrum when we were working with them. Like they were influenced by music like that.
And eventually, they basically just couldn't make it to the gigs anymore. One of them got married. The other one went off to. I like how we're talking about them and they don't have names. They're just this anomaly kind of thing. So one of them got married and one went off to university. And so they weren't able to make it to the gigs anymore. So we started just showing up as Muffler Crunch. And Muffler Crunch was just the name of, it was a rejected band name from my high school band, I think.
Yeah, we just got tired one night. We're like, we got to settle on something. There's no meaning behind our band name at all.
Well, I thought it made sense though. Muffler, pretty crunchy.
What the
We're
fuck?
crunchy, man.
Makes sense. Muffler.
I love
crunchy cereal.
I love the whole idea of like the forgotten band names or the ones that didn't make the cut. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man.
Yeah,
And
and I
I'll-
resurrected a decade later. How about this?
Yeah, like that was your high school, or it was gonna be your high
Yeah,
school
they went
band,
with
like you said.
Tofu Kids.
No, Tofu Kids.
My name is rejected.
Fuck,
and
we used to have a
Muffler Crunch was not
Tofu Kids
accepted.
T-shirt.
I think there's a band out of Toronto called the Hot Dog Kids. So maybe you guys should they should play shows together. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck, I'd love to play with the Hot Dog Kids. Hit us up, man. We want to play with you.
Oh, I bet you want to play with the hot dog kid.
The Tofu
Whoa,
Kids.
whoa.
So okay, Muffler Crunch. Obviously, that is the birth of the name, birth of like what was going on. Was it always just the two of you? Like from when you decided to, you said some information about like the friends who went off into alcoholism. One got married, this and that. Was it just like, well,
Did we mention that?
you did.
Yes, I did.
You guys did you guys
I
look?
spilled the beans.
Did you guys look at each other and be like, well, I guess it's us. Let's go.
Yeah,
Well, that is the
man.
case. Yeah, we just went. We can play, so we
And-
just went ahead and started playing. And I'm pretty sure that first gig at Zaphod's, we put together maybe 5 or 6 songs and played it as Muffler Crunch.
Yeah, and it worked out, and it was. Then we were like, hey, less is more in a sense for where Luke and I are concerned. 'cause
Sure.
we're not like. I mean, I'm not a professional musician, and Luke would probably say
Well,
the
I
same thing
would
about
not say
himself.
I'm a musician at all.
He and I work well as a compact unit because we understand one another and we've known each other for so long that it's the best way for us to get out our ideas and our creativity,
Yeah.
And I would suggest that we don't work well at all, and that we've just figured it out slowly over time.
Yeah, or
and
like
we
the
have
whatever
some
the
sort of
fucked up
approach.
mistake
Either
that
way,
comes
we're
out
not
as a
going to
result of
agree.
our collaboration. People seem to like it enough.
No, but
well
we
enough.
are very different people, though. Like, you are coming from, like, I almost feel like you are the antithesis of me. Like, you, whichever one yin is and whichever one yang is, I don't even
Ying.
know. Is it yin? Yin? Is it
Ying. I'm gonna call you Ying from now on.
You just mold together into young.
Yeah, young.
Young.
Forever
Yeah,
young.
that's cool. Cool, man. So when Muffler Crunch, when you guys decided to, like I said, look at each other, be yin, be yang, and whatever, when you played that show at Zaphod's, when was that?
God,
When
I didn't
was
even
that?
remember that show.
That was the
How
first
could you?
actual Muffler Crunch gig, or
I'm going to
Yeah.
suggest maybe 2005. You think
Yeah,
that was
in the early
2005?
2000s, yeah, is when we started rolling along, and
Like, I'm basing the 2005 date on, I took a glance at our first demo CD that we recorded, that True Love demo thing, and it was 2005. And
Yeah.
you thought it was actually earlier than that.
I
eh?
did think so.
Yeah. So it
Time
could be,
all
I'm going to
spills
say
into
we
one.
started up around 2003, 2004, 2005. And I think when
Yeah.
we started off just writing songs, the two of us, we were writing stuff. Very sort of jokey folk music, like Moldy Peaches, Who Wants the Crack
Cutesy
kind of
wootsy stuff, like we're best buds in our pajamas, la la la, that type of music.
and how'd it go? Did people get it, or was
I
it,
don't know what the hell they
or
thought.
was it just kind of like,
Well,
man,
we
we're gonna
mostly
do
did-
this anyway?
We mostly did it for ourselves, to tell you the truth.
Well,
Sure.
we had a 4-track at home with the disc there.
Yeah. So we would record
So,
albums just for ourselves.
We'd record little records there, give them to people, little tapes and shit.
Little record.
I remember at one
Little record.
point, this fucking drunk guy, this old drunk guy, came by our place in Hull, and I don't know if you were there or not.
No, I was not there.
And I invited him in. I'm like, you want to sing on an album? And he's like, eh, barely boo boo boo. And then he passed out and fell down in my living room. And he was super fat, no teeth and all that. And then I had a hard time getting him out of the house. But I think he's on the albums.
You still got that? You still got that
Yeah,
track?
man. What
the
does he
guy,
sing
the
on
guy
the album?
spontaneously
Do you
sang
remember?
Angie, and he didn't know your name was
he
even
didn't
Angie.
know my name, and he started singing Angie
I
all
think
drunk.
I
or
think the
something.
guy was just coming around to see if your dad still lived there. 'cause
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
an
yeah.
old
My dad used
motorcycle
to have
guy
a
or
bike
something
shop
like that.
there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so anyway, he was super loaded.
Well, that's a sign, I think.
Yeah.
That's like fate right there.
Yeah, it was serendipitous.
It's like,
It was
what did he say?
It's all ain't it all fate?
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. So I guess as you kept plugging away, you kept playing shows. You played your funny folk stuff, your pajama songs.
Yeah.
When did you guys decide to just be like, you know what, this is kind of what we're gonna do, and maybe start recording some stuff? Did you guys have like actual demos? Did you release anything around that time?
Well, I'm guessing I'm going to say we sometime after that Zaphod show played Irene's, and then that's when that Neil Johnstone guy came along, and
he
he
has a
really
radio
liked
show
us.
on CKCU.
He's got a radio show on CKCU.
Called The Upstairs Neighbor.
The Upstairs Neighbor, that's him, Neil Johnstone. Good guy. He really
Great
liked
guy.
us.
Yeah.
And so with him, we recorded our first Muffler Crunch album. We had a bunch of tunes. We practiced them for a couple of weeks. And then about a week before we decided to record that first album, Angie decided she didn't like any of the songs that we were playing. So we decided to write a whole other album, just scrap them all. And so within if I remember correctly, that first album was us writing the songs the day or maybe 2 days before, practicing them once, and then going in and recording them.
How the fuck do you remember all this detail?
I don't know, because I don't even remember.
I'll be like, who was there last night at the show? Who are you with?
No, you're right.
What did you eat? Oh.
I've always said that I have recall problems. It's not actually a memory problem. I just can't recall.
Autism spectrum.
Oh, yes.
But Last Drag Records was who picked us up there, like a small Ottawa label, and they recorded bands on Arthur Street in Ottawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was so great, the vibe there. And Scott Terry, who is now a business partner in Spaceman.
I guess he's playing with the fucking machines now.
Yeah, he plays in the fucking machines, and he was part of that whole deal. And they were super, super good to us, and they really believed in us. And I think that's what gave us a jump start. Because we started being like, we felt more confident because of their encouragement, and that's what got us playing live a lot in Ottawa. And like at that time,
right.
getting
They had more
to be
faith in
more
us than
known.
we
Plus,
did.
we were younger and energetic as fuck, and like postering,
Speak for yourself.
promo all the time. While Luke would be not doing much, but
Well, you've completely, like, the way I know you now, have established yourself as like two people, and your sound is there, and that's what you're going to showcase, and that's the way you're comfortable. In those earlier days, did you ever look for more members?
Oh, I guess we didn't. Eh?
no, not really. No.
The truth is, I've only ever played with one bassist, and it was that guy from the original band that once upon a time rejected the Muffler Crunch name, was part of that band, the Tofu Kids. And I would suggest if we were to play bass with anyone, it would be him.
It would be
and
this
in fact,
particular individual. Yeah.
recording these new sessions, the free cooler sessions these days. So we're basically trying to lay down the songs we've been playing live for the past how long now? 5 years, maybe even.
No, man.
When did
5
we
years.
record that
God,
last
in
album?
the bed, the suck of a man.
Oh shit, just got real.
But the truth is,
We're always like
he's. I think he might play on some of these. We're planning to play with him and record with him and stuff. I feel like I'm almost afraid to hear what it'll sound like with him on the recordings.
We're afraid we're gonna like it.
Yeah,
too
we're gonna.
much.
We might like it a lot.
Well, you guys must do when you play live, like you have your structured songs and stuff like that. But I know you're like running around and doing all your thing. There must be a lot of ad-libbing when you do it, though. It's like you extend parts and stuff like that. After this much time, could a bass player come in and actually follow what you guys do?
God, I don't even.
Wouldn't
know.
he have to have some kind of structure?
Well,
or?
I think that he would, just because in a sense we both learned to play with each other, and he knows the cut of my jib sort of thing, and he
Yeah,
also
you
knows
two
that
would
I,
have no problem.
Yeah, he knows.
Does
that
he like the cut of your jib?
Nobody
I would
likes
say,
to cut a loose jib. Fuck, he just thinks they
I
do.
would say he's a
God,
competent. He's a
yes, look at his
competent enough.
boots. Oh, he doesn't have on their white Doc
No, I
Martens.
took off my boots
Everybody,
coming downstairs.
they're white.
But I would suggest that he's a competent enough bassist that he could just
In
take
order
over.
to play with you, he's competent enough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'll just descend into to just chaos or whatever.
Yeah, he would probably be a good gut candidate for like framing the chaos or keeping it in
Yeah.
check. You know what I mean? This guy, he's what's special about? There's something special about his bass playing. You know what I mean? And like we feel pretty sacred about our duo here. But this guy, we would definitely welcome him into the fray. You know, if it was going to be anybody playing bass.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
So, and most recently we have actually.
Because
So
he
you
has a
bring it up.
chaotic style, you know.
Yeah, he does. Well, he does a
he's
lot of that high stuff, kind of
strong.
like the
got something
Iron
we like.
Maiden bassist. Does a
Steve
lot of that
Harris?
really high stuff.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, okay,
he
I
does
gotcha.
that. But he's also all over the spectrum. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I remember back in the day, I'm playing like high school shit, and he's there playing like Jerry was a race car driver, and I never even heard Primus
Yeah,
at that
and
point.
he's such a quiet individual.
Winona does have a big brown beaver.
Wow. Yeah.
So yes, we are planning to record with him though.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple tracks just because it's neat to have guests and shit.
Do
you know?
you have any of that music from those days actually down that we can play that you want to play that you'd want people to hear?
What are you talking about? Like the old? old
I don't know.
stuff?
When you first got started, you said you recorded on a couple of things. Do you have any like demos down or EPs or anything
sure
like
we
that?
can dig something up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have that. I mean, they sound like shit.
Well, that's the beauty of it sometimes, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, we got some stuff like that.
You know, as we go and we talk about like the early days, it'd be cool to just kind of like process it out like naturally and maybe listen to some of that early stuff, even if you're kind of like, oh, I don't really want to play that. Might be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I know.
Do you think you could dig something up for me? Because you can.
Well,
can,
have you got
absolutely
that,
on
that
cassette?
True
I
Love,
certainly do.
Have you got
Jesus.
that True Love demo?
Yeah.
That CD.
Yeah, that'd be weird and nostalgic to listen to again too.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we'll revive some of those songs. Actually.
Yeah, it was recorded on one of those little data disc things.
Yeah,
like those little. I don't even know what they're called anymore.
Well, the 4-track discs.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's the people listening.
it was more like 2 tracks. Four? Yeah, it was 4 tracks.
4-track.
Right.
I remember we'd always say the 4-track. Watch the 4-track. Oh, don't get the 4-track dirty. It just burned into my
the
mind.
Tascam.
Yeah. And
Oh, that's what
press
we
it
recorded
and the thing would
the,
open and. Yeah, man.
This one wasn't Tascam. A Tascam is what we recorded that second, the arc welder on.
Right.
With Ken.
And now we work with Ken Tierney recording. Just great. Really beefy sound.
It's
and
true.
we're doing everything like live off the floor, like vocals included. I guess not Luke's vocals, but mine.
It is true, yeah.
And,
With these newer sessions, I'm going to suggest that the capture is a little more authentically what we're trying to, what we've been trying to capture. Like, I feel like it's a new beginning for us.
Well, it is. It's cool, man. It's more raw, the way we want to be perceived, you know, like not.
I feel like, in a sense, we didn't quite capture in the past, so it'll make all these other previous recordings that we've done with the band seem like demo tapes, really demo recordings.
Awesome.
You know?
Well, when you guys have a live show like you guys do, it probably would be really hard to capture the same thing on wax. You know what I mean?
Like people,
well, yeah,
they don't
energy,
talk
it's
about our
difficult.
albums that much. They like the live show better. You know
So
what
that's
I mean?
something that we're working on
But
these days. The studio thing, you know.
Cool, man, and that's super cool, and I definitely want to talk about what you guys are doing now, but I'm gonna bring it back, just kind of pull it back.
Right, control us.
So we're gonna play an early song from Muffler Crunch, and Angie's going to break it down before we actually do the ballad of
Josh Slocum.
Josh Slocum.
Yeah.
Yeah, from our original True Love demo CD thing.
Yeah.
So tell us about that song. I remember you really liking that song.
Inspired by something I had read. Sounds so pretentious, but anyways.
Yeah, well, so you liked the Pierre Burton book?
Yeah. I can't remember if Pierre Burton wrote that, but
Well, I think so. Yeah, it's just and tell us about the story of Josh Slocum. Like, what's that story?
tell us. I feel like I'm in psychotherapy. Tell us the story. I can't. It's too painful. It's about a man that sails all over the place, and then he loses the love of his life, who he was sailing with, and has to continue on alone. It's very. I found it very emotional.
Does he lose her? Does he lose her to the sea?
I can't remember if he loses her to the sea or not, or
Did someone
if she had a bad yeast infection.
Did someone unleash the Kraken?
Somebody might have unleashed the Kraken. They may have. But, it's a pretentious little bullshit song that we wrote. No, I like it. We're actually thinking of reviving it. So,
Well, it's a pretty simple
doing a
little
heavy
tune. It's
version
like
of it.
3 chords.
Yeah, because back then...
And I only needed 2.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's a sea shanty. It's a sea shanty.
It is it's a shanty.
So, are you guys ready to re-release this to the world?
Yes.
All right.
Indeed.
This is some early Muffler Crunch. This is the ballad of Josh Slocum.
I found myself once more sailing a lonely sea, and in a solitude supreme all around. When I slept, I dreamt I was alone. This feeling never left me, but sleeping or waking. I seemed always to know the position of the sloop, and I saw my vessel moving across the chart, which became a picture before me.
93 he found her, a brother in the swaying grass, fell in love at the point of poverty, and from ancient screws he carved her man. Josh Slocum lost his love, Virginia, heartbroken he sailed away. Well, his compass, his sole companion, this tiny sloop he christened this grave. Virginia was always with him in the solitude of these vicious seas, fighting gales and pirates and visions. He called out and on the deck he did fall to his knees. Virginia, Virginia, I love you. Won't you carry me across? Virginia, Virginia, I'll sail without you. My mission has had the highest stars. Slocum lost his love, Virginia. Heartbroken, he sailed away. With his compass, his sole companion, this tiny sloop he christened the Spray. Virginia, Virginia, I love you. Won't you carry me across? Virginia, Virginia, I'll sail without you. My mission has had the highest
So that was the ballad of Josh Slocum.
Slocum.
Slocum
Sounds
just
like
kind
the
of
name of-
rolls off my tongue.
Could be a craft beer too.
Yeah. So, okay, that was around 2005, 2006 in that kind of era. And you guys kept going. Like, what was next for Muffler Crunch?
Well, we were getting pretty excited about the whole thing, and was picking up a little steam, and we were pretty happy with what we were doing and that.
You were very excited.
But like Kendrick Lamar, we were humble. You know what I'm saying? But anyways,
Always humble, sure.
but we were having fun, and like again, at that time, we were really excited about playing live. Like, and we played at the Dominion, a
The
lot
Dom,
at the Dom at that time, which sadly I hear is closing.
What?
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Now this is the rumor, the gossip
just
going around the
rumors.
streets.
hearing
It's
that
not set
from-
in stone.
Yeah.
That's that. Oh my god!
If that
that's
happened,
terrible.
I know. Luke told me this.
Well, I don't know if we should be saying that kind of thing. I'm just hearing this from people that work at the Bytown and stuff. What do they
Luke's
know?
full of shit. Okay, it's not closing. It's not. We don't have to cry. It may though. I mean, if you heard that
it's
from people
it's
from the
Ottawa
Bytown, those are
gossip from other-
trusted sources.
From other businesses on the market and stuff like that. So we don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know.
The Ego and Vice podcast is not the be all end all of actual
This is
information
not
in town.
fact.
No,
Yes.
it's true. Like, I'm getting my information from alcoholics that are drinking their alcohol at other beers. Or at other beers.
At
No,
other
it's at
beers, have
bars.
another fucking drink.
I am a very cheap drunk,
You
so
know,
I appreciate this.
the creator of this podcast has graciously offered us some wonderful beers. Luke is taking
And it was a
full
terrible
advantage.
idea.
He's got them all in a nice Marshall amp fridge.
Well, I did offer tea and coffee, but they went straight for the beers.
Yeah, tea and coffee. What is that? Smart serve. He's got the smart serve going on around here. Anyway, yeah. So, okay, forget the Dom closing thing. It's not closing. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be okay. It's going to go on forever. So we used to play around there all the time, and we had some of the best shows of our young band life there. Definitely. It was raining beer,
Mark
man.
Valcourt.
Sound by the late Mark Valcourt, who a lot of people remember, and he was a wonderful, wonderful guy. Just always treated us like royalty whenever we do a gig at the Dom.
He was a good guy to deal with. Yeah.
And as well as the staff, like we had some of the greatest shows ever there. And that's when we picked up momentum around town. And after that, I was just on a postering frenzy and booking gigs and all stuff like that and going around on my crappy super cycle doing that. And that was that era for our band. And that's when we had put out the album Old Sparky's Revenge. And then after that, Arc Welder.
Can you talk about Old Sparky now, like that guitar itself? And that's the one you're still playing today, that acoustic guitar, which has more holes in it than it should. But
yes, it has been Frankenstein by a few people. Who has worked on that thing? Because I know Drew Algor, who still works at Spaceman, has done some stuff on it.
Ian Vance, luthier from Lozone, our friend.
So these two guys have helped Frankenstein this thing up and put pickups into it and wire it up and stuff like that. So yes, supposedly it is a 70s Sears guitar bought in the store for probably I don't know how much they would have sold for back in the day, $50 maybe. And I think it comes from James, who was in David and Me Show. Is that right? Or maybe it was I think it was his aunt's guitar.
It came from somebody's old uncle or something.
I guess just because
French
I was using it continuously, it ended up being mine. But I don't think I actually own that guitar, to tell you the truth.
Stole it.
They could technically ask for it back, and I would have to give it back.
No.
And when did you actually start playing that guitar? Like when you busted it out of the Sears Saran wrap and said, "Okay, this is okay."
So I'm thinking one of the guys in the other band was playing it. So it would have been that first Zaphod's show, like in whatever 2004, 2005 kind of thing. That would have been the first time that I played it.
Yeah.
When we just had to, come up with 5 songs and then go out and play our show.
Yeah.
But when did it start getting all fucked up kind of thing?
Over time, my God.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what kind of pickups I was using on it. Like if it was just the old Dean Markley pickup.
You started plugged in and then...
No, but I mean... I'm not sure if it was fucked up for that first that album. That
you fucking smashed it over my head 10 times, man. There was one show we did, man. I had a goose egg we were playing with. At the time, they were Evil Farm Children. And you bashed me over the fucking head with it,
I don't think that was
man. And I had a
intentional.
goose egg so huge. And Janice Fitzsimmons, who plays in the Mere Humans now, was fucking getting me ice.
I don't remember.
Because what he would do, the reason it's fucked up is because you can see my head impressions on it. Because he'd come behind me at the end of the show, and I'd be literally scared. And we've had talks about this, serious conversations about him being so violent with me at the end, standing on my back. Like I'm the one that should be wearing a back brace right now.
That's true. No, it's true.
Luke becomes really crazy.
Well, I would always try and stand on her to top off the show.
At
Right?
the
See
end.
if I could get on her shoulders.
Stand on Angie.
On my
okay.
shoulders and on my back
But
and
also
knock me off the
continue
chair, man.
Continue to play.
And I'd see
like
the
trying
damn
to do
neck.
the finale.
It would be coming towards me. All I see is this neck, and he doesn't clip the strings on the end of the what do you call that? The headstock. So it'd be like, these are going into your eyes.
That's right. That should be as chaotic
But
as
all I see
possible.
is it coming towards me like boo, like the
this-
horror movie effect in and
The
out at
guitar
the same
should be
time.
dangerous. Like you should be able to go
It
blind
is
if you get too close to it.
One of my teeth is in that fucking thing, man. He's toned it down now, there, ladies and gentlemen.
So there's your teeth. There's your teeth in the guitar. There's head dents.
Yeah, definitely on me and the guitar.
Well,
And only once, I guess, did we ever smash that guitar.
Yeah, you smashed it.
There was some Lee's Palace. I don't know if that was all
Lee's
the same
Palace.
Lee's Palace.
Toronto,
gig.
yeah.
Oh man.
Smashed your body up.
Well, I didn't realize it was a 2-ply snare skin, and I saw like a rip in that skin, so I thought I'd slam the guitar through it for the big finale. But no, it turns out it was a 2-ply skin. It didn't go through the next ply.
it had a lot of buoyancy. Did it?
It just smashed the guitar.
Oh my
And I believe it was Drew that helped put that guitar back together. And
Drew was, he was almost like a medical doctor when it came to fixing up old
So
Sparky.
now I'm going to suggest that neck has a little more structural integrity than it ever did, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's the show that I may have developed these back problems.
Yeah.
And I think I broke my foot because I jumped
Tell
off
him
the
to Lee's
stage at Lee's Palace, and it's just not a good idea.
Man, he jumped off all excited, not realizing that
Oh my God,
stage
and we
is
were-
like how
Do
many
you remember
feet
the
high?
band we were playing for? They were so glam rock, but they
Oh,
meant
what a
it. Like they were
shitty
not
gig.
kidding around. Like it was so shitty. Should I say
We've
shitty?
had so many shitty gigs. Luke jumped and it was like into a black hole.
Yeah,
He
there's
disappeared
no
and then he
people.
fucking almost broke his leg.
But not only that, but it was jumping for no one. Like there was no crowd.
There was no crowd. And then the reviewer, the snob from Now Magazine, came and he said, fuck, this band that I saw sounds like Meatloaf and fucking Melvin's done shitty as
I
fuck.
don't even think that guy knew you were female.
No, he didn't know what my sex was.
I didn't know her gender. He was just talking
Yeah,
like she was a
remember
guy.
that? Oh, fuck, that was fine. Oh, shit, I don't want to
Yeah,
remember
and
this.
meanwhile, that review stays online forever. Like,
Oh, it's still online if anybody
Some-
wants to
some-
check. It hurt my feelings, man.
yeah, Meatloaf.
It
All you
still
are
hurts.
is fucking Meatloaf.
Fucking Meatloaf and Melvin's done really badly.
Which is true. That's kind of what we're trying to do, right? We are trying to be the Melvins with an acoustic guitar.
We
basically.
wish. Oh, we wish. With a little ween thrown
Well,
in
you know,
there.
Melvins also have some shitty albums, like where
Oh,
you're
one
listening
of
to a
the-
train go by. Like that one that's just the Melvins spelt backwards, and one of the
Yeah.
songs is called Montreal, and it's just a train going by.
Oh, my God. Unlistenable listening. Or what's that genre called? When it's unlistenable? Is that the name of the genre? Doesn't Mike Patton do the albums
Unlistenable?
in that?
In the unlistenable genre?
God, it is.
Well, Mike Patton put together that album where he's just like, yodeling into a microphone and making noises in his hotel rooms. Mm-hmm. Early Faith No More days.
That's a
whatever.
good album.
Yeah, that one's pretty good actually.
Well, you got to say old Sparky though. It's like or Spanky.
Sparky.
Sparky. Pardon me. Whenever I see
Spanky
you
might be
guys play,
better.
and the history behind that guitar is fucking. You've had that guitar for 13 years. You've smashed it over Angie's head. You've rebuilt it.
Well,
Would you?
I didn't rebuild it.
Okay, somebody rebuilt the
That's
thing,
right.
but it's like whenever I see you guys play, I'm like, even though I've seen the thing before, I'm like, look at that fucking guitar. Is that like, even though you guys have been in like a two-piece forever, which is awesome, is old Sparky like your third member? Is like
Actually, yes.
is that like your mascot of the
Actually,
Muffler Crunch?
yes.
Yeah, I guess it's
in
a
all
mascot,
seriousness, man. When you ask that question, it's like Luke and I both look down, like in all seriousness, like at the floor, and we're like, yes, it's true, because that guitar is precious to us both.
Yeah.
Sure.
A symbol for us, you
So
know.
Sparky
It definitely is
UP
from
and we're
a-
the Expos. It's our mascot.
Oh my God, yes, yeah, just like that. It's a symbol of friendship and creativity and not having much money.
That's right. Yeah.
Will it ever be retired, or is that just
Oh,
is that gonna
nary
you're
say
gonna
the
put some
words.
Band-Aids on that motherfucker and
To
some
the end of time. my
Well, I guess the
friend.
whole idea was that we were trying to make really heavy music with an acoustic guitar because we felt that was possible. Like we were thinking of something like Neil Young as being heavier,
Yeah.
emotionally, I guess you
Yeah.
could say, than a lot of the music.
Then a
out
lot
there.
of metal, even.
So we're trying to resonate, bring out other heavinesses with the music and stuff.
like the concept, like the concept of heavy music, like heavy being not necessarily at face value. You know what I mean? Where heavy could be a
Do you consider yourself a metal band?
we don't know what the hell to think half the time, because sometimes we'll get grouped in with metal bands live, and then sometimes hard rock, and sometimes
Yeah,
indie with hipster. Like, I mean, I don't know what
Well, I'm not sure what we are, but
I like being called that, but I certainly don't think we are metal. You know what I mean?
no, but I guess we would be classified as metal. I mean, when I see that Primus is classified as metal,
Are
I
they
mean,
classified
well,
as metal?
Yeah, I guess so. Like when you shove in one of their CDs, I'm pretty sure it says metal on it.
Ah,
And
so weird.
So as I read, you guys are 50-50 songwriters. What's the songwriting process?
Luke, what do you say it is?
Well, I would have to say that whatever I say it is isn't actually what it is.
Oh fuck! Here he goes. Everybody,
But
ladies
no,
and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Luke.
In a sense that I don't think that we
This
have a
guy's
strict manner on how we do it. Like you've given me some guitar riffs. Like it's more about capturing the spontaneous, those moments that go through your mind and somehow capturing it. I feel like we've gotten better at that, but it's really just the noticing and then trying to implement it into an instrument. and then share it with the other person.
Yeah, like we will say, we have this little saying that we've always used. We say, well, let's have a table jam. So instead of being in the jam room with the drums and everything plugged in and that, we just sit with Luke, and he's got Sparky, the guitar, there in hand.
That's me, I'm Luke.
And if I'm feeling a vibe, like, or I've had something on my mind all week, let's say, or even all day, or Luke has, we present it to each other.
I don't have things on my mind.
All right, so we work it out, and then we see what it needs, or we'll flow with the day or the moment. And or sometimes, Luke will have a musical bed, let's say, that he's come up with, and he'll leave it with me on a cassette, because we still are firm believers in an old cassette player to record ideas. Honestly,
What the fuck?
yeah. Because we're old, man. And so we have a cassette player there, and we'll record it on a cassette, and then I'll sit there at the kitchen table at night, and I'll write the lyrics out for it, and we'll go from there.
That was my next question, too, is like, you're 50-50 songwriters, but you are the vocalist of the band. Who writes the lyrics? Is it shared as well?
It is, because Luke's taken over, like, more vocal duties lately, so Luke's singing more songs now, too.
Yeah. I think
we sing our own lyrics, basically. So if I'm singing it, I wrote it.
Sure.
If he's singing it, he wrote it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to sing a little more. I don't know. It's not very
Is that comfortable for you?
comfortable. I'm going to suggest that for remembering lyrics, I have a hard time, and it also takes me a long time to write out my lyrics, even though they might sound like they make absolutely no sense. I've actually probably worked about a year on trying to write out a few sentences. I would suggest that Angie is a little better at writing vocals, and she does it a lot more spontaneously and captures that moment more immediately, and so her vocals come out much more naturally than mine do.
It's just our characters.
Cool.
He's
Yeah.
a quieter dude, and
And when it comes to lyrics, is it more just like phonetic stuff, or what do you guys write about? Like, what do you want to?
I'm always talking about the same stuff myself.
Tell us what you're talking about, Luke, and try not to be too fucking abstract as fuck.
I don't think I can. I don't know.
Tell us.
No, I'm not going to
Say
get
the
into
shit that you always say to me.
No. You have to listen to the music.
I'm
to
talking
know.
about like fat people drinking, the end of time, death, shit like that, basic subjects, and Luke goes into weird abstract shit.
Right. I guess I'm coming from the...
Namaste. I hate New Age people too, so I often write about New Age shit.
Right. I feel like
Crystals.
you're coming from a much more
Tongue-in-cheek.
street lyric sort of area where you're looking at the person and you're writing a story about a person sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I'm coming from more of a I'm going to say maybe a transcendental
Trippy
area.
ass, tripping balls place.
Speaking the secrets of the universe.
Yeah,
sort
the
of
secrets
territory.
of the universe.
So I don't
Power
sing very
40X.
often, but when I do, I guess I mean it, and I try and sum it up in a couple of words or something.
And when you combine your lyrical ideas in a single song, is it coherent? Like, does it make sense?
I don't think Angie's ever known anything that I've talked about for the past
Well,
30 years
for
that we've known each other.
example, I love a part that he sings. We have a song on this new album here. We're settling on the title of the album. Do we want to say, or?
Oh, sure.
So we got our new record's going to be
I'm going to
called...
find out. I'm about to find out what it's called.
It's called The Proof is in the Pudding.
Oh, that's what we're going with? Okay.
I think so. But I haven't double checked that there's not like 20 other albums called that already.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit? So he has a vocal part in one of the songs that I sing the main vocals in that I absolutely love, because we were speaking about Sonic Youth earlier, and like it reminds me of the vibe of Lee. I like Lee Ronaldo best in Sonic Youth,
Ah, yes.
personally.
He's always your favorite.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I like them all, but I like him the best. And it just has that, whenever Luke sings this part in it, which is a little trippier lyrically and stuff than what I'm writing, which is pretty straightforward, it reminds me of that kind of, I don't know. It's hard to describe in words what I mean. Like, I'll use an image. It reminds me of like flower blossoms falling to the ground in the arboretum or some shit. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about the Ayayo song?
You're like the shadows on the
yeah, right.
wall.
I'm
Doodly-doo-doo-doo.
thinking about the allegory of the cave, Plato or whatever.
What? C'est bon.
I think lyrics, people will take them for what they are anyway. You know,
Yeah,
what I
they'll
mean?
make
Like,
their own meaning.
Yeah, you don't have to have like this perfect, joining kind of. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. You interpret what you want from them. Right?
Absolutely. We want people
Yeah.
to take what they want and
Yeah,
to
for
get
sure.
inspired by it.
But I am
and-
going to suggest we're coming from the opposite spectrum once again.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah.
But you guys have been playing together for ever.
Yes,
Like you must, regardless of like
Yes, fuck.
regardless of
like
the
that.
subject matter, it must all kind of bleed into Muffler Crunch, right?
Yeah,
Either way.
absolutely. Like,
It all becomes
we have
that.
a little
Yeah.
universe there between us that we like and
There's
treasure.
a little gray area where we just kind of like each other.
Yeah, definitely. But it's good. We were happy. Like I got hurt and my wrist was fucked, and I was really worried I wouldn't be able to play drums anymore for recently, and I almost started crying, man. I was so upset. Luke was worried. And
If you think about it, though, it's pretty cool recording the new album and you broke your hands. Like
fuck, I broke my shit, man. Luke's fucking
your
coming to the
bones
table.
shattered.
Man, we feel old, and it's neat in a way, though.
Another thing with the songwriting too is that you guys have some long songs. Like you're getting up
Yeah.
there 7-8 minutes. Did they start that way, or do they just kind of are they
No.
planned to be that long, or
No,
it's just
not at all. It really is a continuous thing, and I think this often comes from you, Ange. I'm going to say. Now the song needs to go here. Now we need to go to space. Now we need to go to the,
Yeah,
the
it's like
garden
there's
of
like
the lily
necessary
putts.
chapters that mean nothing to anybody else. except
I
me
need you
or
to play something that sounds like a midget getting on a horse. You know,
Leprechauns
yeah. Like she'll throw something abstract at me, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
what
but the
does that
thing is,
sound
you
like
come
on
up with the
guitar?
riff 9 times out of 10 that sounds like fucking some leprechaun that's going around shining shoes. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but I would suggest though the longer songs are an evolution, and it has to do with summing up the story of
We
whatever you're
could
telling.
tighten it up a little, to be honest.
And I feel like we have. We've gotten better at that. Although we still have some long songs though.
Long ass motherfucking songs, man.
Here's a question that I'm curious about, because I play in a punk band and my songs are 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes long. They're structured from start to end. When you guys record, you were talking about earlier before we were off the air about how you're doing a lot of stuff live off the floor. When you've recorded in the past, do you do that breakdown of like, okay, we're going to lay down the drums, then we're going to lay down the guitar? How the hell do you, like, you must have that structure already in place to do individual tracks yet still have the song be 8 minutes?
Yeah, and we've had problems with this in the past. I don't think we've ever captured it on an album, sort of the energy that we want, and that is something that we're capturing now.
But we were able to do that style of recording.
And you know what? I think I am thinking of when Sonic Youth recorded. It was an album before Dirty, like before they were signed and they were big. What is it? Daydream Nation. The songs had so many parts at that point that they were using a chalkboard to look at and refer to while they were playing, kind of thing. And that is what we do. We'll lay down while we're writing a song so that we remember. If it's a really long and all over the place kind of song, we do refer to the board and basically play and take glances at the board and jot down notes and stuff like that so that we remember stuff.
That's a useful way to do
And
it.
eventually we remember it. Eventually, it takes me forever to remember anything.
And in the case of little things, that's what we did. We laid down the drums first, and then we laid the guitar over that, and then the vocals and the reamping. I guess you did too.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Here's a question for you. Will a recorded track ever satisfy you to meet your... Oops, shit. Will a recorded track ever satisfy you guys to meet your live sound? Because as a live band, you guys are so... it's like an experience, right? Are you ever satisfied? You were talking about how like we're trying to capture like our live show.
Well,
Have you guys done that yet? Or are you in the process of doing that?
I think that's what we're doing right now, yeah. That seems to be the case. And I would suggest in the past, if ever we were satisfied for a very short amount of time. And then we would look at it and go, sounds great, but the capture wasn't quite there. Or, you know, I find it difficult to be
I
satisfied
fucking
with anything.
hate
really.
recording, man.
Yes, Angie hates
But
recording.
although we are very privileged in that situation because we can record at home,
I would
so
suggest
I'm
that
not
we've
taking
talked
it
about,
for granted. But
we've talked about Sparky being a third member of the band, and I would suggest that that the fourth member is Ken, who's in the background
Ken,
working on
our sound engineer, was
Right.
a vital person in our lives, definitely.
So I'd suggest that he's honed his skill in terms of the production quality, and now we're focusing on the capture as well. And I think that we've made some major steps with these more recent recordings. So it seems like we've taken a long hiatus. I have no idea when we recorded that last album. When was
It
that?
was a while.
That
It
was
was
like
quite a few years
three
ago.
lives ago.
Yeah, 3 lives ago, yeah.
That was my other clone, so I don't even remember that part.
And my last question question, I guess, as far as songwriting is that even though you lay down a track and you record it, being the live band you are, do you ever play it the same way twice?
Fuck, I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
No.
It's always a little different. And considering how simple the songs are, really. Like, they may be 8 minutes long, but they're also very simple. Like, there is a doom element to us in the sense that I'm not going all over the map in terms of the notes I'm playing. I'm sticking to a riff, and I'm playing it for a while and really feeling it kind of thing.
Like the structure's there, but...
Yeah.
But we definitely we keep that structure, otherwise we'd completely fall apart. Like we had been talking off mic a little bit about
Well, see, I want to fall apart.
drinking before a show and how things fall apart. No, yeah,
Luke
is
wants
a
to
big
fall
fan.
apart.
I want to keep it together.
Yeah, Luke wants the bomb to go off, and
I
you
want-
Yeah, he
I want-
loves it. Man.
you want to have your finger on the trigger.
I want
Yeah.
everyone on LSD, tripping balls.
tripping balls, freezing their heads, cut off heads, and freezers, and fucking yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about little things.
Cool. Little things. Oh man.
Well, what do you remember about Little Things? The
Well-
recording process? Do you remember?
I remember doing vocals in the way that is not like the one we're doing now, where I was in a room, just singing into a mic, and I was
the way
not a
that
big
people
fan
generally
about that. I
record
got
vocals?
anger issues, so it doesn't help. But poor
You?
Luke. Fuck off. And anyways, and so, but the album I'm happy with, and we had a guest on there, Kevin from the Piedmontese Wind Singers, and he sang on the song "Inner Strength" on that album. That was a neat guest appearance on that album. That was a special kind of a highlight. And that album, like I'm proud of those lyrics and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And the photograph on the album, we took ourselves on the front in my kitchen.
Who took it?
Luke took it.
Thank you.
Sorry, I did
Thank you
fuck
very
all.
much.
I'm sorry to say. And then the back, that's a cabinet in my garage. And
You created
our
that.
friends helped us with the layout. Our friends helped fund that album. It was because we like it when everybody kind of gets together and participates in that and is part of it. You know what I mean? It's more artful. And so that's kind of artsy fartsy album a little bit,
And that was around 2012, 2013 you released that record?
Yeah, it seems like yesterday, really. Yeah. But we're happy with that album. Definitely, it represents us pretty well.
I feel like stepping back, it's pretty hard rock. Is it?
it's hard
metally?
rock. No, man.
It's not really
We've never.
metal
When
here.
the fuck have we ever done metal?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Are we
Never.
not metal? Or is this not metal?
No,
Like, is the
it's
newer,
not
the newer
metal.
Tunes? All right.
I don't know what the hell metal is.
Truthfully-
What is metal? Satyricon.
Yeah, you've been into them lately, eh?
Yeah, I like them. I don't know. Sometimes on the album, the riffs are weird. It goes high when you want it to go low. I don't know what it is.
Well, what we really need right now...
That's what you always tell me. Go lower. Go lower.
Drag your balls in the ditch.
Yeah, it's always by dragging the balls or some sort of like a physical description that you hand out. No,
We're
man. You need to sound like
rambling.
your balls are dangling.
Yeah. Well, I'm Asian, so there's no dangling balls. Anyway.
Is that a fact?
Yet Angie is telling me.
Oh, wait, he's
balls should
unzipping.
dangle.
Luke, we gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with this.
But what we need now is some more music from Muffler Crunch. And
Cool.
let's play something off Little Things. What do you guys want to hear?
Oh man.
Well, okay. So, what song for you stands out on Little Things then?
Well, to be honest, I really like Inner Strength, the one with Kevin singing the guests.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know, man. That's our version of that's our own Canadian anthem a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
All right.
Try Inner Strength. See, try
There you
that
go.
one
Try
on for
that on.
size, everybody. See if you like
If you
it.
don't like
It's
it, add a little
different
cream,
from
a
what-
little sugar, and it should suit your fancy.
It should, yeah. Just
Okay.
take it.
This
as
is a song from the Ottawa band Muffler Crunch off their 2012 record Little Things. This is a song called...
Inner Strength.
This is Equal Voice. So that was Inner Strength off Little Things by the Ottawa band Muffler Crunch, who is in the studio tonight. Great record. You guys have been together for so long. What do you guys got coming up? You said that you have like new stuff that you're recording. You got shows coming up. What's happening?
Oh, it's pretty fun. This is a good time of year because like the live gigs, start rolling in, and of course we play at our favorite club, House of Targ, where they treat us like royalty.
Yogi and the
Wonderful.
boys.
Yogi and the boys. They treat
it's
us
always
great.
great to play there.
They always put on a little Danzig for me to get me going before we go on. And so we've got a show this weekend, and it's at the House of Targ. And it's the Air Guitar Championships, which I'd never heard of before. This should be very interesting.
Yeah, who's playing with us? It's Monobrow and...
Monobrow, and it's because I'm getting the other show confused with Onion Face.
Oh, it is Onion Face, is it not?
Yeah, Onion Face is this one.
Yeah,
because
okay.
we got another one in
you
June
need
with
to check it out.
Longhouse and another band that I can't remember.
Right.
So I apologize. I can never remember and keep these shows straight. But anyways.
But we love your band, though.
Guys are awesome.
Yeah. Luke, how about you tell us about upcoming gigs, man?
I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
And-
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And then you're sleeping. You're sleeping till noon.
No,
And then texting me about your oatmeal
possibly.
with berries in it.
Blueberries.
We're playing with the Pack AD and Arm Prior too.
So what's the timeline on the new Muffler Crunch stuff coming out?
What are you thinking? So right now we have the songs that we've been playing for the past few years. We're trying to lay down in the studio, and I'm going to suggest we have up to 2 to 3 albums with what we're trying to lay down there right now. And I'm thinking the first song's Captured, whichever ones we feel okay with will be the first album, I would think. No? Proof is in the pudding? What do you think?
Yeah, so the timeline is like it's
Well-
coming along pretty quickly. Like we should be done
Yeah, the Capture is pretty
a
fast.
couple months. Couple months will be rolling.
Maybe?
I don't know. I don't want to speak for anybody else. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And there's always unforeseen problems. Like, things are never as simple as you think they are. You know, you think something's going to take 2 hours to do, it's going to take you 2 days or something. You know?
Yeah. But that's coming down the pipe, and we've been working on this video with puppets in it for like 3 years that everybody's asking us
The
about.
damn puppet
That
video.
is still we're
Well,
working on it.
It's pretty ambitious.
Isn't there
It's
like
an entire puppet world.
Isn't there like 2 like rules in show business? You don't work with children and puppets.
We're never gonna do it again,
Really? I
man.
love
I
puppets.
made like 30 puppets, and then Ken, who's our sound engineer, taught himself how to do like CGI, right? Basically.
Yeah. I mean, he's
So he's
developing
learning
an
as
entire
he
CGI
goes.
world to put these puppets. on.
Oh, and the guy is a stickler for detail, which I mean, that it's every little detail, and it looks amazing so far. But that takes a lot of time, and it's become kind of a joke. Like when we see people that were in the video, like we had all our friends, and it's like, so is it ever happening? And yes, it is happening. It's just taking a
It's
really
just
long
a very
time.
slow process because we are taking
And
it
the
seriously.
guy at Ken, who is making the video, there was a bit of a stall for like a year because he got hit by a truck on his bike, so that didn't help. But he's recovered and he's working hard. We've put him back to work.
Sounds kind of selfish. Gets hit by a truck when he's supposed to be working on your video, or
well,
what?
I know. I mean, he's our slave. The guy is our slave. He does everything for us. Makes all our videos.
Always
he's put
makes
a lot
me
of work into
dinner.
this. He's put a lot of work into the puppet video, and I think that the recording in the studio right now is a nice break from working on that puppet
'Cause-
video, so that when he goes back, it'll be a fresh.
Because he's doing all our stuff, and he's doing work with the Mono Times, and he's working with. He was mastering some other folk musicians' album and stuff like that. And
Sure, turn to Salt Studios. He can.
yeah,
he can do stuff.
he offers mastering.
Cool. Well, I'm super looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I have a segment on Ego and Vice that I always do with anybody that comes in, and it's called the Rapid Question Period. Basically, I'm just going to hit you guys up. I'll probably do it individually, even though I'll ask you at the same time, but you can answer individually.
Cool.
Are you guys cool with that?
We are.
No.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go.
Questions and answers, honesty lies. Yes, no, you can't, but you can if you know why.
Shit, you must be fuckered, man. Like, what's he talking about? Any questions?
Okay, so this is Rapid Questions with Muffler Crunch. One at a time. Or you can just talk over each other. You can. Let's go with Ange first. What is your biggest musical influence?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wow.
Ween.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Sketches of Winkle.
That's a pretty metal song from Ween. I would have to
Yeah,
say.
Yeah, that's a
cool.
good one. That's a hey, we
And
haven't
that's
heard
also-
that one in a while.
Is that from the pod or what? Because the pod I'm going to say is my favorite album. I'm not sure if that is though, or if that's pure guava. I'm going to say
Probably Pure Guava.
yes.
I remember that about 15 years ago. I was driving through a tunnel in Minnesota, outside of Duluth, Minnesota, and we blasted Sketches of Winkle, and it was the greatest day of my life.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
Luke?
Musical influence. Well, I'm going to have to say that there'd be all sorts of different ones, but I'm going to suggest that as a kid, I used to put the radio on. I believe it was CKCU or CHUO, and I would just play it through the night. And I was exposed to all sorts of different music, and I really remember being struck by Jim O'Rourke. And there was some stuff. They did a little special on him, and I recorded it. And I used to listen to that tape all the time. So Jim O'Rourke, I believe he ended up playing with Sonic Youth. He was living in the garage or something like that.
Nice.
And when I went to go see Sonic Youth play, what was that venue on Rideau Street that we used to have? Porter? No, not Porter Hall. That was Carlton. What was it? The place on Rideau? I'm doing terrible at answering these questions really quickly. All right, moving
Especially
along.
rapidly.
Moving along.
All right, Ange. Favorite music as a kid? I think Luke just answered his own question. This second question, but that's cool.
Oh, favorite music as a kid. The themes to the theme song to Inspector Gadget.
Very nice.
I'm going to say, so being exposed to my brothers, I remember as a kid being turned on by like really scary music. So like Kiss and Alice Cooper when I was a kid, like they seemed like monsters, you know, so.
Nice. All right. What was the first show or concert you ever saw that you can remember?
Oh, shit.
First live.
First live show? Let me think.
I know what mine is, but I don't remember what that
You
guy's
answer.
name is.
Well, I
So I
think.
remember going to Lacte Fay in Hull. and
Lacte Fay?
And there was this guy, this piano player, that had a song called the Tinkerbell Dancer, the something dancer. He was just a guy
That's
on
a good
piano.
answer.
Some piano guy at Lacte Fay. This is I'm gonna say was
Lacte Fay.
my first live show.
Sounds rad.
Holy shit, I don't remember, man.
No, you have to. That's
Oh
part of the
my
rules
God,
here.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I still remember that little piano song. Can I do the piano music?
A play at the NAC with that dude from that fucking Today's Special. Who was the guy in Today's Special?
Are you talking Jeff, the guy that played
Jeff.
Phantom of the
Jeff,
Opera?
yeah. The mannequin?
Yeah.
Mannequin come to life?
Dude, Mannequin Come to Life. He was at the NAC. I remember I went with my mom and he was singing some shit.
Well,
that was my first live
He was the
concert.
Phantom of the Opera. Is this what you're talking about? You went to go see Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah, but it was another play and Jerussi was in it.
Bruno
And they
Gerussi?
threw
Bruno
toilet paper into
Gerussi?
the... Yeah, man! Fucking Bruno Gerussi!
From the Beachcombers?
So you're
Yes!
saying Bruno Gerussi
Bruno
was
Gerussi was in it, and that
Angie's
dude,
first
Jeff.
concert.
Yes!
That,
Jeff the Mannequin.
I have flashbacks of them throwing toilet paper in
that
the
is-
audience in Seldom Hall.
that is probably the best answer I've ever heard at
certainly-
since I've been doing
I
this
think
shit.
that is my first
Certainly
musical concert.
kicks my ass there on that one.
Gerussi. Was old Relic there? No?
No, Relic wasn't there, sadly.
All right.
Are those guys even still alive? They must
No.
be.
Oh, no, they're so dead. Sad. actually.
Fucking right, Bruno Gerussi.
Okay, rapid questions. Moving right along. Luke or Ange, you can answer as you see fit. What was the first record, tape, or CD you ever bought with your own money?
Whoa,
Gosh.
man.
Huh. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
So let me think. I'm going to say
Oh,
maybe
my God, man.
maybe The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah,
I'm an adult
you-
now.
Damn right, that's what you bought for sure.
I remember seeing that guy.
Fuck, I
like,
think I was
Mo
bare naked
Berg.
lady.
Mo Berg, yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing him on like.
I
I'm
got
gonna
the
say that-
problems of an adult on my head and my
Oh,
shoulders.
I love that song.
But I must go back earlier than that.
Yeah, you must.
Something by K-Tel, you know.
Like
your
the,
own
Back in the
money?
day.
the mini
Yeah, yeah.
pops.
Oh, mini pops. I had mini pops.
But would you have bought
Own
that
money
with your
though.
own money?
Own money.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was late to the game. Not Alice in Chains. Earlier than that.
Yeah, what were you listening to before that?
Fuck, solid gold hits from a gas station.
There it is.
There you go.
The 12 tapes.
All right, that's what you get.
Okay.
What is your favorite record now?
Oh God.
Holy shit.
Oh God. I would say. Oh my God. What's a perfect record? There's so many of them. Fuck. What a question. Okay, I'm gonna try to hurry. What's your favorite record, Luke?
Well,
I know what your favorite is.
Oh yeah, do you? Tell me.
I got an
Tell me
idea.
what my favorite is.
No, I'm not gonna speak
No,
over
why not?
you.
Tell
fuck.
me. No, it's not speaking over me. I'm letting you talk.
You like the pod the best,
Oh yeah, I like the Wee in the Pod. Yeah,
and he likes Wilco.
I like that one album from Wilco. Yeah, Angie's contacted me before. Yeah, you like Wilco? Oh yeah, sure, I like Wilco. Yeah, I just heard them on radio. They fucking suck.
Danzig Lucifuge.
I'm
That's
a
my
huge
favorite.
I'm a huge fan of Jay Fair and Sunvolt.
Oh yeah.
I think that came
Sunvolt.
out, didn't it come out? That came out of Wilco somehow, didn't it? Anyway, sorry. Did you
Angie
both
would know.
did you both answer?
Yeah, we did.
Sorry, I lost my
Right.
train.
Danzig Lucifuge.
Right, and I'm gonna go Ween the Pod. Sure.
Very good.
I'm sorry for answering for you. I've
No, that's
changed my
fine.
ways.
That's my favorite Angie set.
Fuck you, Bruno
fuck you.
Geruzzi. Anyways,
I'm
anyways.
Relic, obviously.
Okay.
Okay, great.
We're
Great
such assholes.
beachcomber.
As
quotes.
of May 7th or 8th, I'm not sure what day it is today. What is your favorite band?
Oh God.
You're all into Satyricon. I'm answering for you. You've been into the more theatrical metal lately. What's that big one there?
Oh,
are
yes.
they Swedish or what are they?
High lung right now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Because Odorous Sarunga's died, and now I needed a new Gore because I don't like Gore now because he's gone.
It's
so
true.
High Lung is my favorite right now.
And I'm going to say that I don't really have a favorite, so
You must.
I'm going to choose my latest favorite band is a band called Goat. They're from Ottawa.
Oh wow,
pretty
yeah,
good.
they're really awesome.
I heard
all the
those-
hipsters like them
I
too.
heard those guys are dicks, man. Anyway.
No, don't be hating on Goat. They're
All right.
amazing.
What is your favorite Muffler Crunch show that you've played?
Oh gosh. I have some fond memories of playing really terrible shows in Montreal at that theater and getting like beer enemas. Do you remember that? That someone grabbed me by my hips and blew beer up my asshole. And
Yeah. You were talking about
I remember
it all
telling you about
night.
it afterwards, and you were like, "What are you talking about? Someone blew beer up your ass." I'm like, "Yeah, man, it went straight up my asshole."
That happens.
So I'm gonna say,
Beer up your asshole at the theater St. Catharines.
that was pretty memorable. But I mean, really, I think I'm gonna answer for you, Ange. I think you really liked opening up for Bob Log III.
Yeah, that was
Oh
At
my
Sala-
god, that
Sala
guy's
Rosa.
fucking
at the
crazy.
Sala Rosa, man.
Yeah, she got
that
to
was
dress-
my favorite. Yeah, man.
He asked her to dress up as Bob Log, like dress up as him and
He
go
put
out
me in
on
the
stage.
suit, man.
And
With his-
he was
with his-
playing backstage and
with
then-
his helmet and his dinghy.
Yeah, he gave me an extra one, and he gave me a suit just like his. So I came out on stage, and I pretended to be him while he played in the background, and then everyone was like throwing shit at me or like boo, and I was like an imposter. And then he comes out and beats me up and kicks me off the stage, and I go running off, and then he starts the show.
It was pretty
That was
guar.
a fucking great night,
Yeah, there you
actually.
go. So that was pretty guar.
that was fun.
So there you go. I get to answer for you now too.
There, thanks.
I've got better answers for you than I have for myself. That's
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Bob Log. Okay, to each of you. Name two people in your individual lives that have helped you along the way that you wouldn't be here without. You can't say your parents for birthing you either.
Well, I'm gonna say Angie because I realistically wouldn't be alive without you.
I'm gonna say Luke.
That's one each.
There you go.
Well, isn't that
Oh, we're
nice,
allowed
eh?
to.
Two each.
Oh, we're allowed two each.
That we wouldn't be here without.
That helped you along the way. And
Ken
Honestly,
Tierney.
Yeah, Ken, man, we got to go with Ken.
Ken Tierney.
He's we would not exist as a band without
He has
Ken.
done so much for us. He's taken us out. He's made us look way more slick than we really are in so many ways.
All right, next question. What is your death row meal? Last meal you could ever eat?
My God.
Huh.
Salsa.
Just a
Well,
big
it's-
bowl of it?
It's funny because
Fucking salsa with a goddamn spoon.
yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go maybe Thai food or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing too specific. We were just talking about this yesterday. How we're not very like we just love food. We're not. We're not. We're not.
Maybe Thai food.
Well, I'm just going with what I'm hungry for now, right? That's
what
not
I'm
even-
hungry for now.
But we were
Let's
just
go
talking
have
about this
some
yesterday. We
pho.
went and had some.
Garbage
We went and
soup.
ordered some sandwiches, and we were ordering for other people, right, in our lives, and they're all specific. Whereas both Angie and I are not specific about food. We just like food.
Luke's a good cook. Curry.
I can't say I'm a good cook.
Wait,
What are you
I'm
talking
not a
about?
death
I'm
row.
not a
I don't
good
want your
cook.
shitty curry.
Yeah, no, you're definitely not going to want my food. It's pure luck if it works out.
You're making me laugh.
Same idea. What is your death row song? You're strapped in the chair. They put a pair of headphones on you.
These
Last song you could ever listen to.
Oh, I know mine. Go, Luke.
Well, there's a song called Katie Cruel, and I don't know who it's by, but I really love that song, and it's kind of creepy, and I've got it on some Mojo Records mix bit of tunes. And yeah, so Katie Cruel by
you're strapped
someone
into
or
the
another.
chair, and it's called Katie Cruel.
Well, I don't know what's going to be happening in my mind when I'm strapped into a chair. I might want to listen to Vivaldi or something like that. I'm just going with what I'm thinking right now, and for some reason, Katie Cruel came to my mind. And it's almost this irritating song with just an acoustic guitar and I believe a violin that's squeaking away.
Ange?
Black Balloon by Monster Magnet.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love that song. God, I love that song.
Dave Weindorf.
Some song no one's ever gonna know. I don't even know the song.
Saw your face last night on the screen. All right, last question.
I love that song, dude.
Last question for both of you individually. What would you do on the last day of your life?
Oh, God. What is this? These questions are insane. Oh, man. Oh, do we have to be honest, or?
No.
Okay.
I'll try and be honest. I'm gonna try and have sex with
all day long with the person of my choice.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try and have sex with all the friends that I have not had.
Yeah,
sex with
just
yet.
be like, knock on all their doors, be like, let's go right now. So we can agree on that one.
Yeah, there you go. But we're not gonna have sex with each other.
No, ugh.
Yeah,
No.
So yes,
But,
other people.
we're gonna go have a list, and we're gonna knock on doors of people that we individually like. And
we
that's
should
what we're
start
gonna
a
do.
sign-up
And they're
list.
all gonna agree to it.
Next show, we should start a sign-up list.
Sign-up sheet.
That's right.
No, man, you don't always gonna end up on that list. It'll be that old guy in the fucking back there.
But all in all, though, sexual intercourse is what.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
all right.
Lots of sex. All right, cool, man.
Well, God, we're a couple of idiots.
No, I mean maybe just once, but some real good stuff.
Last day of your life, I'm gonna tell my parents I love them, man.
Like you haven't told them that already?
Yeah, but yeah. Hug my cat.
Cool.
You can't even hug your cat. Your cat is wild.
I want to hug Bubs, man. Where is he?
The feral cat. No, Bubs has probably escaped the house.
Bubs doesn't love
All right, that was rapid question period with Muffler Crunch with Ange and Luke. As we wrap this up, do you guys want to plug anything else? Do you want to let us know where you can find your music? Just any social media stuff, any platforms, any shows coming up that we haven't covered?
Sell us, Ange.
All right. Well, we have, of course, all kinds of, DIY T-shirts that we make, but they're of the highest quality available on our Bandcamp.
Contact us.
And our albums. You
Facebook.
can contact us directly. You can go to our website, mufflercrunch.com. You can send us Facebooks. You can tweet us, all that fun stuff. And
upcoming shows.
And our upcoming shows.
You remember things? Tell them.
May 12th, we have a House of Targ. Then we have another one in June at the House of Targ. And then we'll be in Arm Prior on July 28th.
Excellent.
And then in August with Witch Mountain we're playing with.
Oh, where are we doing that one? Mavericks or
Targ, all the Targ all over the place. But we're hoping it'll come out of town too. So.
All right,
nice.
Cool. I really want to thank you guys for coming on the show. It meant the world to me. I love seeing you guys live. It was amazing just sitting down and talking to you guys.
Yeah, thanks,
man. And we're going to just wrap this up with one more Muffler Crunch song of your choice.
All right.
Well, shit, what's it going to be there, Flamish?
All right, Lucas, your turn.
I don't want to choose. You choose. What are we going to choose? What do we have recorded?
Come on, man.
Does it have to be something from Little Things, I guess? Or what would we play here? What's a good one that stands out for you? Let's play something from the pod.
Just play another band.
Hey, you know what? If you want to do that, any song you guys want to hear, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be your own band. Just play something you guys love.
Yeah, Luke.
You want to do that? Why don't you play that? What was that? The Ween song you were talking about from Pure
Sketches of Winkle?
Sketches of Winkle.
Yeah, we all three of us love that one.
It's a part of our something.
Cool, man. All right. This is Sketches of Winkle by Ween. Ange, Luke, Muffler Crunch. Gonna come check you guys out on Saturday.
Oh,
Excellent.
yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. This has been Ego and Vice, episode 32. We'll see you down the road.
We'll see you. Ego and Vice. It rocks.
All right, cool. See you guys. Hey, if you want to get a hold of me, you can contact me at egoandvice@gmail.com. If you want to listen to the podcast, you can go to egoandvice.com, my website. All the podcasts are there free of charge. You can also go to Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and our gracious host, Podomatic. If you want to be on the show, if you want me to play your music on the show, just drop me a line. Or if you actually want to be on the show, come in and sit in at Southwood Studio. I would love to make a episode all about you. Past that, I want to thank Angie and Luke for coming in for Muffler Crunch. It was a fun episode, and I hope you guys have all the success in the world. But until then, this has been Ego and Vice. This is episode 32. My name is Mike Matani, and I guess we'll see you down the road.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.